Hey, 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 y'all. It's your girl Tina. This is her Epiphany. We're here today. I hope everyone's having a good weekend. We have a legend here today, and his name is Howard G. He's a playwright, a director, and a comedian. Hey, Howard.
They tell you, you ain't mentioned I'm a Uber driver, Lyft driver, drop kids off at the daycare, I cook, I work at Walmart part-time, I park cars down at Route Chris. I do it all, baby. I'm part Jamaican. I got 33 jobs, you say. I do it all. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. I'm trying to make that moolah.
It's inflation, right?
That's right. What's up, Tina? What's going on?
How
Glad to
you
be on the show.
doing today?
I'm doing good.
Thank you.
Blessed and highly favored. Getting ready for this big play. As people don't know, Sanford and Son, the stage play coming April the 8th. 2 shows. 3 o'clock is sold out. Only got 7 o'clock tickets right now. That's it. 7 o'clock tickets. I only got like 40 of them. It's sold out. So if you want tickets, you better call me 410-808-5805. 410-808-5805 to get your tickets.
So let's tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you get started?
Well, it all started back in when I was like 7, 8. I was watching Eddie Murphy's Raw and Delirious. And I said, man, I want to do what he's doing. You know, Eddie Murphy was like my idol. And I watched him and I saw when he was telling jokes and he was on stage and it just blew my mind away. And I said, one day I want to be like him. Then when I was in the 7th grade, I'll never forget it. I went to see my sister, my older sister, who inspired me and got me in. She's my mentor. She's also directing the play, got me in the drama. She was in this play at Garrison Junior High School called The Pied Piper. I never forget it. It was a musical stage play where they did the storyline of the Pied Piper and made it urban and put music to it. Mr. Harrison, the rest of his soul, he was the director, music director. When I left out of that theater at that school and saw that play, I knew what I wanted to do. That was like confirmation. And I was like blown away off of that. And then I just said, hey, I went to school, got in theater. Matter of fact, I used to play sports. I used to play football. I quit the football team to get in the theater. I was playing on the basketball team, quit the basketball team because the theater was calling. And was doing sports and stuff first. And then I fell in love with theater. Next thing you know.
Football wasn't for you, huh?
No, I mean, I could play it. I was good at it. I was good at basketball too, but something about theater just took my breath away.
Right.
And so I said, forget this. Let me focus on this theater thing. Start getting acting and went to classes. And my drama teacher, Cheryl Pastor, and she taught me a lot. And next thing you know, I said, hey, man, I graduated high school. I was in stage plays in high school. And I was a 10th grader, a freshman, getting parts of senior plays. And they was kind of jealous of me because I was getting the lead roles in these plays. And here I was just a new kid in the block. And they were like, how you get these starring roles? And I'm a senior, it's a senior play.
It was natural, huh?
Yeah, it's just natural. And then next thing you know, went to high school, graduated high school, went in the military. As soon as I got out of the military, my sister was working with a guy named Ricky Shackelford, who's also in the play. He playing Red Fox. She introduced me to him. He was doing stand-up comedy. I started out as his video guy. I used to be holding big VHS cameras, going around videotaping all his shows. You know, that's a long time ago. Remember the cameras would be this big? They were like suitcases. And you walking around and videotaping all his shows. So I said, let me stop videotaping him and being behind the camera and get in front of the camera.
Right.
Did my comedy night down Gaspy's nightclub. Started doing stand-up comedy. Rest is history. Then, BET came, Showtime Apollo came, Def Comedy Jazz came, got the part on Kiss My Bumper commercials, did that for 22 years. Slow jam commercials came. Did a lot of stuff. So
So
went to
let me
Kuwait.
ask you,
Yeah.
how did you get into comedy? Because you said you started out acting first.
Well, yeah. Well, Ricky Shackelford, when I met him, he was doing stand-up comedy. So
Right.
I went to him. I was videotaping his shows, and then I decided why videotape and be behind the camera when I could be
Right.
in front of the camera.
Right.
Because what is comedy? Nothing but acting funny. I was
Right.
already an actor, so I tried it. I did
And
it
it
at
worked.
Gatsby's nightclub. Yeah, my debut was at Gatsby's nightclub. I'll never forget it. And it's funny
Wow.
thing about it, as I did it for like a year or two, that's when Monique came. And then
Okay.
Monique did the same thing. She was at Gatsby's too, and she went under Ricky, and we started doing comedy. We had a comedy night at Gatsby nightclub, and then we started doing comedy show locally at different places. Monique and I, and I remember when she opened up her first comedy club in Baltimore. I was a feature. Ricky was the MC, and Monique headlined her first night at the comedy club at when she used to have a comedy club down on I forgot what, I think it was St. Paul Street or something like that. Monique's comedy house.
So before you became a headliner, who did you opened up for Martin Lawrence and Dave
Martin
Chappelle?
Lawrence, Dave Chappelle, Jamie Foxx, uh,
Wow.
Kevin Hart opened up for me 15 years ago.
Wow.
More like
That
maybe
was a
about
long
16 years
time
ago. That
ago.
goes a long time ago. Yeah.
Right.
Kevin Hart opened up for me. Matter of fact, I think his picture now, you can see our picture on my Facebook page. And
So
that
how
was up
does it
in
feel
Philly.
from coming from, opening up for somebody and then becoming a headliner?
It feels good. You feel like you paid your dues, you earned that credit, you got the material to be able to go behind some strong comedians. So it's a real good feeling to be a headliner, after a while. Plus the money's a lot better too. So,
Right.
that's
Right.
a big difference.
Definitely the
Big difference.
money. Right.
Yeah, definitely about the money. Yep.
So what's one of your favorite comedians you worked alongside?
Martin was probably my first comedian I liked to work with. I always thought Martin funny. The old Martin. I don't know about the new Martin. The old Martin.
Why?
With
Because
all
he's
his
getting older.
characters. Yeah, because see, I like Martin and I like his characters. I like
Right.
comedians that do acting and
Okay.
they do
Not
they
the
do
movie
different stuff.
Martin.
Yeah, the
Right.
old
Right.
Martin. And when they do different characters and different voices and impressions, I like comedians that take you on a different journey and take you different places and stuff like that. So
Right.
that's what I like. I like that type of comedy.
So you've done the same thing in your commercial.
Yeah, that's right. Because I was doing the Kiss My Bumper commercial. I played different characters. I played the old lady character. I played a talk show host. I played a guy that was on a talk show, reality shows, different things like that. And a lot of those Kiss My Bumper commercials I wrote myself.
You did?
Yeah, I
Wow.
actually created.
So can
Yeah.
you give us a little taste of that commercial?
Kiss My Bumper. Just kiss it. A lot of
You
y'all grew up
still
watching
got
that
it.
commercial.
Right.
22
I
years.
sure did. Yes, I
Right.
did. Saying it
22
over and
years.
over again. Still
That's right.
saying it.
That's
Right.
right. That's right.
Wow. So you've also opened up, you've been at Apollo BT.
Showtime the Apollo. First, I went down as an amateur. I didn't get booed. Did really good on the amateur.
Wow.
Then they invited me back as a professional. Did good. Matter of fact, when I came back as a professional, Cedric the Entertainer was on my show, and Yo Yo
Okay.
was on my show.
So you never got to get the same man?
Nah, never got the same man. I was on there twice. Never got the same man.
Wow, that's
Then I did
great.
Def Comedy Jams, and then I did BET Comedy View quite a few times.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I'm on the best of. They show some of my jokes on the best of BET.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So you've also been overseas performing?
Yes. Went to Kuwait, Afghanistan, performed for the troops. That was an awesome experience because, those guys over there, they deserve to laugh, especially during wartime. We was over there I'm talking back in 2002, right after 9/11. It was like a year later after 9/11.
So
And
how did it feel going back? Because you said you were in the military, right?
yeah, I was in the military too. It felt good because to make my own soldiers, laugh. But when I went to high school, I went straight to military right after high school. I did 4-year enlistment in the Army. And then years later to go back and make those guys laugh. But it was more, Air Force, Marines, and things of that nature. But it's still all military. But
Right.
it was an honor to go over there and make those guys laugh, especially if they over there fighting for the country and doing,
Yeah, they
some
needed
brave
it.
stuff. Yeah, they definitely needed it.
Lift up their spirit. Definitely, definitely.
Yeah, but it's funny when we was over there, we didn't have no security. We just walked around. They told us try to stay together and do not wear no "I love New York" USA shirts and stuff like that. Because we was on our own. We could have
You
got
wasn't
snapped.
scared?
Yeah, I was scared. But I already had my accent ready. I'm not here for them. Excuse me? No, I'm from the Gouda. I'm from Wakanda. Wakanda. Look,
Do
Wakanda
you
wasn't even
think
out
that
back
would have
then.
worked? Would
Look,
that
yeah,
work
look,
really?
Wakanda wasn't even out back then. Wakanda forever, my brother. Oh yeah, it worked. It worked. I made it back, so it worked.
Right, right, right. You kept them
Right,
laughing.
that's right.
So, how many plays have you written?
Over 7 of my own personal plays, and then I help other people with plays. So if you got a stage play or book or something, you want me to help you turn into a stage play, I can help you with that. I've written and directed over 7 plays, but my most famous play of all used to be on 90Q. Used to be a morning show as Cherry Hill Turns. Used to be
Right.
the soap opera on the Cherry Hill Turns. And so I ended up turning that into a stage play, and that did very well. It's a play about Baltimore, basically. It's about the city of Baltimore.
So, do you bring any of them back? Like, I know now you're doing
Yeah,
Sanford and Son. Do you ever
the
bring them
one
back?
play I got called Never Could Have Made It, I bring that back. That's more of a church play, and Never Could have Made It Part 2. I got a lot of churches that want to request me to bring that back. Um, but right now, I'm focusing on new plays. But I do eventually. I want to bring As Cherry Hill Turns back. I'm focusing on. I'm still thinking about doing that probably next year
Okay.
after this one rides out.
So, I think a lot of people will probably really appreciate that. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah. They it'd be like a nostalgia type of thing because a lot of people went to see it in Baltimore. They probably remember it very well. Plus, they should remember it for the soap opera on Big Fat Morning Show.
Right, right.
That's when it started out as a soap opera.
So, how long did that play last on the Big Fat Morning Show?
Well, Big Fat Morning Show, it was a soap opera. We let that thing ran about a good year, at
Okay.
least a good year,
Right.
and or more. And then when I did it as a play, everybody came to see it. So that's what made it do very well because they saw it, they heard it on the radio. Now they get to come see it live.
Right, right.
So it's like having a hit song, and then people come to hear your favorite artist sing your favorite song, and then they want to put the voices. Because remember, as a soap opera, all you hear is voices. You can't see the
Right,
characters.
right, right.
And so when they went to hear it, and then they come see it live, it's a big difference.
So now it's time for a remix, right?
It's pretty much. Yeah,
Now,
that's
how
right.
about Sanford and Son? You're doing a remix with that one.
Yes.
How's that coming along?
This is Sanford and Son, the stage play. I wrote it back in 2017. We did it back in 2018, 2019, right before COVID hit.
Right. I actually went to see it.
Right. And it did very well back then. So we decided to bring it back out. But this time I recreated, got some new stuff in, new scenes in it, I don't want to give it away too much. I'm trying to keep
Okay.
it to make people want to come see it. Even the ones who saw it before want to come see it again. And you're going to be impressed off the new stuff that's added. Trust me.
Right. Because
Yeah.
last time it was actually at, what was that?
Woodlawn High School.
Woodlawn. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I
we did 2
remember that.
shows. We had 800 people on Saturday night and about 800 people on Sunday night. We did 2 shows.
All right. So we're going to try to sell out this time, right?
Yeah. Well, 3 o'clock is pretty much sold out for this
Right.
weekend. Coming April the 8th. 2 shows at the American Legion Hall in Towson, 3 and 7 p.m. The 3 o'clock is pretty much done. You can cook a fork in it. And right now we're focused on a 7 o'clock show at the American Legion Hall, 125 York Road, excuse me, Towson, Maryland, For tickets, 410-808-5805, 410-808-5805. And it's only 7 o'clock tickets left. That's it. A few 7 o'clock tickets left.
Okay,
Then we're
so
doing
if
an
you want
encore
your ticket,
performance. Yeah. And
you
if
gotta
you,
get
that's
them
right.
now.
Get them now. And we're doing an encore performance May the 5th, excuse me, Friday night. And it's going to be 2 shows, 7 and 10. And this is for a live DVD taping.
Okay.
And it's going to be back at the American Legion Hall Friday night only. One show only. Got to come see it.
So this is Sanford and Son as well, right?
Sanford Son, the encore performance, live DVD taping.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
So you're currently doing comedy shows every month?
Yes. Every month. Excuse me. Oh, why my voice got a little cracker? We're doing a show every month. Place called Cafe 12, Wrightstown Road, 5627 Wrightstown Road. We do one show a month. Looking for comedians, looking for poets, looking for actors, looking for singers. For those who want to be in the show. And the next show won't be till June because we got to get these plays out the way,
Right.
and then we're doing June. But also, too, if you're talented enough to open up for the play in May, we might give you a shot and let you open up for the play in May the 5th.
So you're having open
acts open up for the play. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you're a good singer, good poet, good dance, good whatever you do, we give you 5, 6 minutes.
How can they get in touch with you for that?
Call me once again, 410-808-5805. Even on Instagram, gaskins.howard.5. Gaskins.howard.5 on Instagram. Facebook, Howard Gaskins. You'll see a picture of me and Mike Epps as well. So if you want to get in touch with me and you want to be an opening act for the play, May the 5th, get in touch with me.
Okay. So do you have anything else coming up in the near future?
Yeah, working on part 2 of Sanford Son already.
Okay.
Yep. And once again, I told you I'm bringing as Charlie Hill turns back a second time. I've been talking to a lot of people talking about I need to turn my stuff into movies. Only thing about that, I want to do that. I want to employ a lot of Baltimore actors and give them work. It's just that I need to have an outlet to show my stuff on once I shoot it. I don't want to have a movie and put it on YouTube so everybody can see it. Right. I want to go somewhere, Hulu, Netflix. I want one of these networks to buy it and really get the proper thing for it. I don't want to do like a lot of people doing. They shoot these things and then they just put it out there for everybody to see. No, I can't do that.
So is that something in the works for the near future?
Yeah, I like to turn all my stage plays into movies eventually, and even my TV series and stuff like that, right? Because I'm a good writer, so I know how to write a lot of stuff and produce a lot of stuff as well.
So we trying to get up there with Tyler Perry, right?
Hey, make Baltimore right here be the Hollywood right here in Baltimore.
Right.
So that's what he's doing.
Open up new opportunities.
Right, he turned Atlanta into Hollywood. A lot of people are going there filming all that stuff down there.
We have so much talent here, and a lot of people here have to go somewhere else.
Exactly.
So, it would be a good thing to have someone bring open opportunity here. So we can have our young people have somewhere where they can get started.
Exactly.
Right. Yep. So what can they reach you at again?
Once again, Instagram, gaskins.howard.5, gaskins.howard.5, all lowercase. And then on Facebook, Howard Gaskins, just Howard Gaskins. That's what the G stand for. And then, of course, you will call me directly, 410-808-5805. Get your tickets for the play, Sanford Son, coming up in 2 weeks, April the 8th, 2 shows. Like I said, at 3 o'clock is pretty much sold out. I do have a few left for the 7 o'clock show. I might get sneaky in on a 3, but it's going to be real tight. Real tight.
Okay. Yep. Well, y'all better get y'all tickets.
That's right. If you're an actor, if you're an actress or actor, you better get in touch with me. I got a lot of stuff coming up in the pipe, and you want to be a part of this, you better get on this train because it's going.
I know that's right. Well, it
Yep.
was nice having you here today.
Yeah, thank you, Tina. I appreciate you
I
having me on
appreciate you
board.
as well.
On fire. I see my man Diamond. Let Diamond know I'll be doing his show real soon because I got some stuff coming up as well. And tomorrow morning, I don't know when it's going to air, but tomorrow morning I'm going to be on Fox 45 with Mark Clark
Okay. All
as
right.
promoting the play as well at 11:30. Fox
Tomorrow morning
45,
at what time again?
11:30. Fox 45 with Mark Clark from 11:30 to 11:45. No, 11:30 to 11:50. So tune in and you'll see me on there tomorrow morning, Monday morning.
Everybody, let's support our legend comedian Howard G.
That's
Thank
right.
you for coming today. I really enjoyed you.
All right. Thanks for having me. And it's been a blessing and it has been fun.
All right, we'll be seeing you at the play.
That's right.
Sanford and Son, April
Coming
the
soon,
8th.
baby. April 8th.
This is Tina, and this is her Epiphany. Thanks for watching us today, tuning in, and we'll see you next weekend. Have a blessed Sunday. Enjoy.
Visit OnFIRE-TV.com for live top stories, breaking news, and original shows.
Hey, it's your girl Tina from Her Epiphany. Today we're going to be speaking with a special young lady. She's a screenwriter, a producer. She also has her own series on YouTube and some other channels. She's also a professor and a love and healer. So I want to welcome Miss Tamala.
Woo! What's up, Tina?
How are you?
Thank you so much for having me. This is so wonderful and incredible. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
You're welcome. I am so happy to talk with you. Last time we chatted, we were having a series party.
We were sure. Boy, we were in lockdown, doing the best that we could.
But I think those times, helped you, get in contact or in touch with people and do new things. That little party we had, it was different, but yeah.
It was definitely memorable, for real.
Right.
Definitely we're trying to be innovative to connect with people. So
yes. So tell me a little about yourself.
Wow. So first, I am the hands and feet of God. That is my purpose and
Amen.
Why I do what I do. Everything that I write, everything that I create, whether I'm acting, performing, singing, is an expression of my love for God. So that's first and foremost. And I think that it's important for me to lead that conversation this way, because I think that for me trickles into everything else that I do. So I'm a writer right now. That's pretty much where God is steering me, is to write. And that has been opening so many doors. But I am an artist. I sing. I'm a musician. I'm a producer, director. I'm just an artist, a creator. Again, whatever God needs me to do, I'm like, sure, let's try it and see what happens.
Putting God first,
Yes.
That's in everything I do, and at a young age, as a young Black woman, having that spirituality in your life, it means a lot. There's nothing I can't accomplish, without him.
Right.
So, how did you get spiritually grounded?
So I've always been in love with God. Like it's something that I have always naturally gravitated towards. Like I was the girl that was in the Bible club. I would go to church by myself. I've always been a seeker. Um, and I guess, when you become an adult and things start really getting hard, and you're like, what in the world is
I cannot do this on my own, right?
for me, I just leaned into even more for deeper understanding as to like, why am I here in this really, really hard place, So
We're kind of similar because when I turned 12, you know, I began to go to church on my own. My immediate family didn't go with me, but I was spiritually grounded at a young age. I got saved at a young age, and other things happened at a young age to where, by the time I got older, it was more so accepting not being like others,
Yeah.
So staying spiritually grounded when you get older is kind of harder.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Because I think for me, like I led a very sheltered life in the sense of like, of course, things were rough. I grew up in Brooklyn and East New York during like the crack pandemic, so I saw a lot of stuff, but for some reason I was very, very, very much protected from it. I didn't internalize it. But then, I feel like God gave me a covering. Then it was like, all right, now it's time to go into the wilderness and really, activate. And so when I was like 21, that's where I was like, whoa, what is this?
Right. I was talking about that yesterday. I don't think I went through mine till I was like 30, my early 30s, because I got married at a young age. It was just straight into, marriage, kids, school. So when I got my divorce,
yeah,
I was way behind.
Right.
I didn't know what I was dealing with.
Yeah.
So that can take us to how did you become, a producer?
So I'll tell you the story, guys. So I told you that I've always been an artist. My mom took me dance class, singing lessons all throughout my childhood. But then when it came time to go to college, I was like, oh, I can't go to school for theater. I can't go to school for writing. Even though I had teachers that were like, here's an application to NYU junior writing program, you'll get in because, and I was like, no, I had this fear that for some reason I wasn't going to be able to make it as an artist, even though my mom had always supported me, my teachers were supporting me, but somewhere I just got the consciousness that I couldn't do it. So I did the whole MBA thing, whatever. And then I was living in San Diego, in La Jolla, had a nice, beautiful apartment by the beach, making that nice money, like you make me around 27 years old. And then God was like, what are you doing? And I was like, chilling, like I don't have to be in front of the camera. I can be behind the scenes with my comfy little apartment, my little job. And God was like, no. And then in 7 days, everything that was keeping me comfortable was taken from me. I got laid off from my job. My car engine exploded. I was kind of like singing backup in a little local band. They were like, oh, we want to like do something else or take a break, all within 7 days. And so I was like, okay, God, I got it. Of course, with tears in my eyes. But I understood what was happening because it happened so like just back to back in 7 days. And so that's when I left corporate, and that began my adult journey into just being obedient to what my soul wanted to do. And my soul wanted to perform. And so that's what I started doing after I got laid off, was musical theater and acting. And I did that for a while. And that was also a spiritual test. But I didn't start producing until 2018, which is when I began writing.
I went into nursing. And, pretty much the women in my family were caretakers. So I wanted to do what my mom did and my grandmom did, but my passion was hair.
Mm-hmm.
And one day I went to this nail salon and I did my hair that day. And an older woman walks up to me and said, "Who did your hair?" I was like, "I did." She said, "You know where you belong." And the way she
Oh!
said it, like it went through my soul. I got goosebumps. I was terrified. And I know it was God talking to me.
Yeah.
2 weeks later, I got into a major car accident. Could not work. Had to change my whole profession. I said, "Okay, Lord, I'm going to high school now."
I call that being God slap. It's kind of like we get these chances to like do it our own, like we'll get little nudges. Like same thing for me. I was living in California and this lady, I'll never forget her. She said, she saw me and she goes, "You're meant to be performing, like singing." And I was like, "You don't know me?" Like but she's like, "You're hiding." And that kept
Right.
happening to me like in California. And I was like, so God will give it those little nice little gentle like taps. But if we don't get it, it's like, all right, our
You
soul.
get the big boom.
Yes, the God slap. Like you way over here. I need you over here. That's why I say, like, we are not in control. Our souls are like, get it
So
together.
when you finally listened to God and got your epiphany,
Yeah.
how did you go about getting grounded and stable in your profession?
So I feel like that's never going to be the case. I feel like with as children of God, we're constantly being purified. We're constantly being refined. It's constantly another layer being peeled back. So I don't think it's ever going to be like a moment of like, okay, we're here.
Being stable, right?
Yeah. I mean, financially,
also,
sure.
I believe it's also to keep pushing us to
Yes.
the next level. You can never get complacent when God is using you.
Right.
It's always another level. I had a dream, one year, and we were told to write in a book, write the story that hasn't been forgotten. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna write it. And this pastor said, "You're gonna have a dream, prophet." I went to sleep probably that night or maybe that night and had a dream about my pastor walking me across this parking lot. And we go up the steps of the church and he puts me in this locker room. Never seen a locker room in a church. And there's all these cameras. And he said, "You're not ready. Stay there." And he went down the steps. And so I'm like, am I supposed to just stand here in the dark by myself? So I go down the steps, and down the steps was a pulpit. And he comes towards me with the number 5 in his hand. And the number 5 is the number of grace and favor.
Yes.
I was like, I said, "Oh God, what are you trying to tell me?" And my pastor said in the dream, "And you're going to get your car." And so 2 weeks later, I ended up with my car. And now that I'm into podcasting and everything, I'm like, okay, was that me standing back in that locker room waiting for my time? So it's amazing how he works. You could never say, "I'm here."
Right. Never.
Right.
As part of the journey, I think that part of the journey is surrendering into that and being okay with that.
Right.
And just trusting, that it's going to be okay.
Right. So where are you now?
So right now, you mean like physically? I'm in New York. Are you like?
Yes, Tamala's in New York, you guys. So I mean, what have you started?
So I have been writing, like I mentioned, since 2018, which isn't a long time to start a screenwriting career. And somehow, by the favor of God, I just finished my first like feature where an investor came along, read my script, and was like, "Here's hundreds of thousands of dollars. Let's make your movie."
You deserve it, girl.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Thank you. So thank you so much. Thank you. It was a huge.
I can admire another, Black woman because I've seen you. I've watched you go through your journey.
Thank you.
We even started talking, and I really I stick to those who can inspire me. Sometimes we may think we're in different professions and stuff, so we can't help one another. No, You never know who's watching.
Yes.
So I'm
And
watching.
thank you always for being there. Just like moral support, because it totally matters and totally counts. So right now I'm just kind of like in post-production for that after that movie. And post-production, for those that don't know, that means you are pretty much editing and putting the film together after you shot it. So that's like the music part, that's like finding the clips that you want to use or the shots you want to use, making the color look a certain way, all that stuff.
Right. So you're really behind the scenes and the writing. And how many plays have you written? Have you written any plays or any books or anything?
I haven't written any plays. I have written one book called Limitless in Possibility. And that was pretty much a bunch of stories that I used to post on my blog, Soul Kisses. And so my company is Soul Kiss Productions, but before it used to be like an inspirational platform or network that I had where I would pretty much post inspirational letters about God, and have other writers and all that kind of stuff. So I have that book out called Limitless in Possibilities.
That's awesome. I used to write poetry, and I actually the other night I was laying in my bed and I would log it all down on Facebook back when Facebook was really popular. And I went back and I started reading through them. I said, oh my God.
That's a book.
No, I had so much there. But it's a good thing that I documented it because it would have just been lost. You know, so I'm like, wow, I gotta do something with this.
Yeah, that's a book. That's a book.
So you're a professor as well?
I was a professor. I pretty much stopped during the pandemic because I just, I teach business, and lecturing via Zoom was not my ideal, because like you can't really ask students to put the cameras on. So I'd be talking to myself like, anybody there? Like for 3 hours. I was like, I can't do it. So I make it back into it. But I was doing that for about 5 years. Yes.
Okay. Did you enjoy it?
I did. It was important for me to show other Black people, young Black women and men. Actually, it doesn't matter how old you are, that they could do what I'm doing. Again, I grew up in East New York, Brooklyn. So what I could do, you could do. That's pretty much why I wanted to be there.
It's good that you have that heart to help others come up as well.
Thank you. Oh, that's so important to me. Like it's really important to me to give opportunity to more Black and brown people. It really is important to me.
So let's talk about your baby, Bubbly.
Oh, my baby! Bubbly Brown Sugar is my baby, guys. And I always get chills thinking about Bubbly Brown Sugar because it came to me after my mom had passed away in 2016. And I was, thank you. And after she passed away, I didn't want to sing and dance anymore. I had no desire to audition and do musical theater. I didn't feel like acting really. And so I prayed for a whole year. I'm like, God, give me a new spark, give me a new life, give me a new purpose. And then after a year, I got this story, and it's about, twin flames. And I was like, God, I haven't written anything since high school.
Right.
I can't produce this. And God said, do it. Take the first step, and everything else will be given to you. And I was like, okay.
Yes.
And so I was like, I talk about how I'm this woman of faith. I'm like, here's my chance to really prove that I trust God and the divine. And I did. I took the first step, and everything was given. And it just was like the most incredible time. It was so like, I felt all the ancestors, all the angels, like the tribe. They were just like with me. It was great.
So, let's can we get into a little bit more detail? Let's do
it. Let's do it.
Let's tell us what Bubbly Brown Sugar is about. Like,
okay,
who's your main character?
Okay, so Bubbly Brown Sugar is about these twin flames that are having dreams about each other, but they haven't met. So they show like their parallel journeys to finding each other. And for those that don't know, twin flames are divine counterparts or fractures of the same soul. They're like one soul in two bodies, pretty much is what they are. And so it's these two like magnets finding each other in real life, and it shows like how their actions or lack thereof can either draw them closer together or put them further apart. So I play the main character, Jewel.
I love Jewel.
Thank you.
How about we look at a clip?
Yes, let's do it.
You want me to stop?
My head is saying yes, but my body is saying no. Maybe we should pray.
Okay, baby.
Yeah?
Man, hell no, we not about to pray, girl. But listen.
Yeah?
Don't worry. I know where we stand and how far you willing to go. I just want to make you feel better. Lay your ass down, chill, before I put this thing on you. I'm playing.
Whatever.
I'm playing.
Just ain't you, baby, I know it ain't. Just ain't you, I know it ain't. Just ain't you, oh nah, just ain't you. Thank you.
Angela?
That was truly hot, steamy, and sexy.
I love that scene. That's totally something I would say. Let's pray.
So was that the two entities within one at that moment?
So that was they're more soulmates. Gabe and Jewel are soulmates.
No, I'm talking about the person who's like, oh, I want some, but I need to pray.
Yeah, that was Jewel. She's one of the twin flames,
right.
Gabe is not her person.
Oh, okay.
Which is really hard to believe because they look like the perfect couple, you know.
Right. Yeah. I watched it. I finished it.
Yes, thank you. I just love that so much.
Tell me something about the other characters.
So Jewel, Caleb, the guy singing on the at the end of that clip, he actually is a musician. That actually is his song. And he is who Jewel is actually dreaming about. Gabe is the guy that was massaging me. We also have Kimmy, who is Jewel's best friend, and she is kind of like in a not really healthy situation, and she's the kind of person that will wear a mask as opposed to asking for help. I will always ask for help, be like, help me, I need help.
Right.
But there are a lot of people that struggle with that, and so I wanted to address that and showcase that what that may look like.
So let's check out another clip involving Kimmy.
Oh, hey, babe. Oh.
Where have you been?
Like what? I'm just hanging with some friends, you know?
Next time you better bring your ass home on time.
What are you doing?
And from now on, you answer the phone when I call you.
Let go,
Do you hear me?
Hurting me.
Do you hear me?
Okay.
Are you gonna do what I say?
Yes. Oh.
So that's on another side of the spectrum. And it's amazing that you picked that clip because that was I believe it was episode 9.
Mm-hmm.
where she wouldn't show her marks.
Yeah.
And that was very touching. And I always wanted to ask you, like, where did this come from? Is it from, seeing other Black women go through abuse, or just trying to address it? Because it is something that is serious in a relationship. So how did you come about writing this?
So I wanted to show different kinds of relationships. The first one is the twin flame dynamic, and then you have the soulmate dynamic, and then you have like more karmic or toxic dynamic, which is what Kimmy and Michael are in.
Yeah.
I also think there are multiple ways to be abused, but I didn't have the time because it's a web series to really explore, the mental part that goes into abusive relationships. So I did try to show more physical, and then how that progresses, how he starts to isolate her right away, how he's controlling. It's very subtle. But I did want to show how just to compare and contrast, like how you can have this beautiful divine one and then something really, really just toxic because it's safe, or because you just want to be with somebody, or for whatever reasons Kimmy's with Michael. It's not because she loves him. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, that episode really touched me.
That's from a lot of conversation, that whole relationship, which is good.
Very toxic, and it's a lot of women that go through it secretly.
Yeah.
And some people aren't blessed to have friends to say, hey, what's going on? Right.
I remember, not to be a downer, but I will never forget when I was 18 or 17, we went to Dorney Park for a school trip.
Oh, wow, that's one of my favorite parks.
I love Dorney Park. And so I was waiting outside the bathroom, and then this girl comes out, and all of a sudden, like, this guy just punches her in the face because she was taking too long. And the whole park just stopped and looked, and I couldn't help her. I was like, but I wanted to like jump on his back and be like, that's but so I think about that all the time. There's so many women that are just, in these situations that are not healthy for them. So.
Right. So yeah, that was a really big touch my heart moment.
Thank you.
So what was your favorite episode in the series?
So I loved writing the scene with Caleb and his ex-girlfriend. To me, that was like when she finally confesses why she, left him or what happened. I just love what the actress did. I love just writing it. I think that was my favorite scene to write, and then to see how the actors brought it to life. Yeah. So, but I mean, Belly Brown Sugar is definitely very, very special to me. So I loved all of it. I was like, because it was like given. It literally was like given to me, and I just had to, again, be the hands to get it out of me. So I was like, oh my God, it's so great! Like, thank you.
Do you have any more seasons coming?
Yes. So we do have another season coming. It should be out this year. We shot it last year. So we're just a matter of getting it out there and getting the marketing up. And it should be on a network called Black Oak TV.
Black Oak TV. Okay. So that's it's not going to stream on YouTube this time.
No.
Okay. So what can you is that an app?
It's an app. You can watch it on your smart TV as well. They have a website as well. But yeah, you can watch it on your smart TV.
Okay. I gotta remember that. Keep me posted, girl.
Yes.
I loved it.
Yes, but in the meantime, folks watching, it's on Tubi. Check it out on Tubi. Oh my gosh.
So, do you have anything else in the making right now?
Yeah. I just finished a movie called Blended Christmas that I mentioned, and that's about, I've never been married, I'm single, and I know that it's most likely that when I do get married, I will be the stepmom, like, because of my demographic. And so I wanted to write a movie that showed that, blended families can be positive, because that is a fear of mine. Like, if I marry somebody that has children, are children gonna like me? Like, will there be like the ex-wife like hate me? I don't want that. So
Right.
it's about showing how a blended family can be beautiful with Black people. Like we have like examples of that on TV with white people. So I want to show more of that with people of color.
So this movie is this is a Christmas movie, right?
It is a Christmas movie. It's starring Jennifer Freeman from My Wife and Kids, Victoria Rowell,
Awesome.
on Young and Restless. Yeah, so I got some really awesome people that are bringing this story to life. Dream Doll is also in it.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Awesome. So is everything pretty much done with this? Is it going to?
We shot it, right now we're just in post-production for that. Okay. And it should be out this Christmas. So stay tuned for the
Christmas movie.
Yes. Oh, wow. And it's my first feature, so definitely check it out, y'all.
Your first featured movie. Awesome. You're doing big things, Tamala.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm trying to surrender and just trust, and like let God do.
It's happening, girl, right before your eyes.
Thank you. It is. Thank you.
So let's talk about this love healer thing.
Oh, me being a love healer? I have a project called Becoming Love Project. And to me, it's really meant to help people awaken to the divine spark of love that lives within all of us. I really believe that heaven on earth is possible, but it starts with each of us like tapping into that treasure that exists within our heart. So for a long time, I was really, really focused on that. I'm focused on helping people to, address their healing, do their shadow work, how to process the dark night of their souls and so forth. Because that's the only way we're going to be able to sustain like the highest vibration of light so that we can embody unconditional love, which is, I think, our true essence.
Understand that life is all about vibration.
Yes. Yeah.
You can be low, you can be borderline in the middle, or you can be high, and you get to choose. You get to create it.
Yeah.
And when you have a high vibration, you attract high vibration.
Yeah.
So I believe that's where you are, right now. So am I, because we're attracting high vibration. We're putting forth the effort and work to stay there, because you could easily lose it.
Yeah. Yes.
Very fast.
It is. It's for me. I think it's a level of mastery that you have to learn. And no one's teaching us that in schools, right? So it's like, how do you hold on to it? So if I can learn something and then help somebody else underneath me, absolutely. And that's kind of what I want to gift to people. I don't think I can ever see myself charging that, because I think all of us want the same thing: to be happy, to be loved, to feel oneness in the presence of God. And life would be so different if we all had that, So that's something that I want to contribute to my platform, the Becoming Love Project.
Right. I believe that that's, something you have to work out within. A lot of people, look at life and think things are supposed to come from outside, and when you don't look within and you're waiting for something to come from outside, you never know what you're going to get, because people can come with a lot of things, but if you dig deep down inside, you can pull a lot out.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
And I think that some souls are more, I don't know why, but some people struggle with looking within. I don't know why that is, but if I can just share something to like plant a seed to guide them to look within, I think that can save a lot of like heartache, but yeah.
So you're a natural born giver.
I'm an Aries, so I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh my God, here.
You know what to.
Yes, in the capacity upon which I can. Yeah.
All right. Awesome. So let's take a quick commercial break, Tamala. This is Tina. We'll be back.
Sounds good.
Looking for food that feeds your soul? Hoodfellas Bistro and Catering is your local African-American-owned restaurant offering American cuisine. Located across from the courthouse, we offer daily jury specials to reward civic duty. Enjoy our full-service restaurant and fully stocked bar. Dine in, pick up, delivery, and catering. Our themed happy hours feature live music, handcrafted drinks, and weekly specials. Book your private event at hoodfellowsbistrocatering.com.
Visit ONFIRE-TV.com for live top stories, breaking news, and original shows.
Welcome back to her Epiphany. I'm Tina, and we have Miss Tamala Baldwin on here today. Awesome young lady. I want to talk about you just being able to be a creator.
Mm-hmm.
How did you grab a hold of, becoming a creator and staying there?
So when I got laid off, it was during that, recession that happened in 2008. And so thanks to the timing of it, I was able to go on unemployment while I started auditioning, as an adult. And I take no shame in the unemployment. I was like, thank you. This is divine timing. I can focus on my gifts and try to get, what I really want off the ground. And then, once that was over, I just kind of had to decide, do I want to have things or do I want to be happy? And so I was kind of comfortable with instability in exchange for freedom. And I think, and I don't think there's a way, but for me, you have to make a sacrifice. And my sacrifice was, all right, I'll sacrifice the new car, the trips, the fancy apartments to really focus on what my soul wants to do and hope that, eventually at some point that the external reward will come. And that's pretty much what happened. I just had to be okay with being financially a little bit shaky. But I had my MBA, so I was able to freelance and do things independently to supplement my artist income. But that's pretty much what I did. I was like, I don't want to go back to a 9-to-5 job. The idea made me want to cry, that wasn't the way for me. But I know some people work full time and did their dream on this. I couldn't do that. I don't have that kind of energy. I'm tired. So for me, I was okay with freelancing, having a roommate, not going to on the trips when everybody else was, for me.
I understand, and my heart really goes out to you because I had to do the same thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I always, since I was a teenager, wanted to open up my own salon.
Mm-hmm.
Each year I had all my dots, lined out, and when I got there, I had to choose between buying a car, opening up a salon, buying a townhouse, or just getting a small apartment so I can keep my salon going, and it was a lot of sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people think that, oh, she's just barely making it. No, there's a plan.
Right.
And the more you're around a person and you see them go through the process, it's all about going through the process.
Yes, the process.
It's a long journey.
Mm-hmm.
But you can reap the rewards at the end.
Yeah.
And you have reaped a lot of rewards.
I have, and there's still more to come. But for me, one of my biggest things that drives me is I don't want to die and meet my soul or my maker and be like, oh, Tamala, you didn't do this, you didn't do that, you didn't do this, even though you were given X, Y, and Z. So I want to exhaust everything that was given to me and to know that, all right, I did everything I could. I tried my best with what I was given. And I didn't allow fear or comfort to keep me in this little bubble when I know God has given me the potential to do so much. So I just want to know that I tried.
You're doing more than trying, girl.
Thank you. Thank you.
So what awards have you gotten from all of your work?
Oh, so like I mentioned, like it is a process, and so I started out doing musical theater, and I tried to get on Broadway, and I'll probably will revisit it later. But it wasn't until I started making my own work that people started recognizing me. Like I have all these awards for best writing, best direction, best series from like all different kinds of festivals. Like we got into the Michaud Film Festival, we got into the New York International Film Festival. So many festivals gave us love and support, and I was like, wow, all this time, this was the way, God.
It took me this long to get here. Yeah.
But that was because of my own fear. Like that was my own, me like, oh, I'll just go to corporate instead of like going to write. That's my own fear. So,
but you didn't know that you were planting seeds along the way.
I didn't.
When you plant seeds, they have to harvest.
Yes. Amen.
It's depending on what kind of seed you plant.
Amen.
Plant a good seed, you get a good harvest. You plant a bad seed, you get a bad harvest.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go to a social media plug.
Okay. So you can find me across all social media at Tamala Baldwin. And you can also find Bubbly Brown Sugar on Instagram, Bubbly Brown Sugar Series on Instagram, bubblybrownssugarseries.com. And you can also watch us on Tubi. But follow me and Soul Kisses Productions on Instagram to stay abreast of what's coming down the pipeline. That was a joke.
Okay. We got some secrets we keeping.
No.
We got some secrets. So it was amazing. It was wonderful talking to you. We gotta stay in touch.
Likewise, Tina. Thank you so much for this.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you, and I wish you much success.
Thank you.
You deserve it.
I
want to see you walk across that big stage one day.
Thank you, sis. Thank you so much to you. I wish just the most success on your podcast. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. So we'll see you soon, right?
Yep.
Okay. Bubbly Brown Sugar, season 2.
Boop, boop, boop.
Well, we'll be talking with you again, and we want to thank you for coming, and we hope you have a great day and a great season.
Thank you so much, sis.
You're welcome. This is Tina from Her Epiphany. Join in with us again next Sunday at 2:30. Have a good day. Take care. Hurry.